Secret Life of Pets 2. You know, this is the one where everybody was nervous. They say, is this the one where Max is going to ask permission to pull his peanuts out in front of Gidget?
I wish.
But I asked permission. You mind if I just masturbate in front of your Gidget real quick? Of course, what's up?
Sure. Wait, what? You're really doing it? Oh.
Of course, we're talking about this because of Louis C.K. doing the voice of Max the dog. Right. And we all know the scandal behind what happened with Louis C.K. If you don't, go look at it. Look it up for yourself. I don't go into details.
They canceled all Louis C.K. projects, but they found a way around this.
But they found a way around this one because, of course, being that it's voices, they can replace the voice actor. And with this one, they're replacing Louis C.K. with Patton Oswalt's dog right there. They said, we'll get a real dog. No, with Patton Oswalt, they're replacing it with him. And people are wondering, like, well, man, you know, call me crazy, but Louis C.K., he made Max for me. You know, it's just not Max.
I'm the only person who said that. Yeah. Everybody else is like, wait, who did the voice? I don't remember.
People knew. They say, man, you know, just say Max without old Louis in there, man. So can people get with this new Max? And it all depends on the story, right? It all depends on what these pets are doing this time. As Martin said, they're uncovering a lot more secrets now. What are these animals doing when humans ain't looking? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the
building nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Terrorism.
Yeah, it's like John Wick with animals. They just got a secret organization of animal assassins.
Cat ISIS.
Just murdering people and getting rid of the bodies. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for The Secret Life of Pets 2, and we'll be back with our review. Martin's like, shut the Martin hates those minions. You should have seen the beginning when we watching the movie because I was sitting next to you. When Illumination came up, Martin turned into a dog like, down, boy, down.
You want to join me?
Okay, this is gonna sound probably a little crazy of me to say that, to say this because this movie's weird, and I know that's look, I know that's weird to say itself, considering that we're watching a movie with talking dogs and guinea pigs on little cars and rabbits dressing up like superheroes. I know that to say that is weird itself. But God damn it, these animals they're all over the place in this movie.
All over the place is a good way to describe this. And
I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that they are all over the place. Because I'm gonna tell you, the movie starts out pretty straightforward.
Very grounded.
Yeah, actually it does.
It establishes its thesis and tell you what it's gonna be about.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because it really does, because you know, when the movie starts out, Max is talking to you about his boy, about his kid, because you know Max lived with his pet human woman, and it was just the two of them. This time, in this film, well, his pet is breeding now. You know, his owner has met a guy. They go through time really quick. They have a child, and Max is talking about how, you know, he's all about his kid. That's my boy. I mean, he gives a bunch of speeches. It almost is kind of like, man, yeah. You know, you almost want to say, Max, right? Look, I'm tired of hearing about your kid. All right.
Yeah, he's talking a lot about parenthood. Of him parenting this human child.
Talking about how it changes you. He's showing you pictures of the kid, showing you videos. I'm like, all right, Max.
He won't shut up about it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about the kid no more. Congratulations, I'm proud of you.
Okay, sure. A movie about a boy and his dog.
Yeah, exactly.
A dog and his boy. This is gonna be fun.
And it's predictable. You say, all right, now I got this. It's gonna be about Max is just this is gonna be one long running joke about how Max has to protect this kid when the parents ain't really doing their job. That's slacking. We don't give these animals enough credit for saving our kids. If we didn't have pets, all our children would be dead.
Toddlers, yeah.
All my children would be run over by trucks. It'd be like
kidnapped.
It would be like Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Every kid would just be out in the middle of the street dying. And that's what you think it's gonna be about. Until Harrison Ford, as a dog named Rooster, comes in and says, you know what? That kid.
Ah! Oh, hello. I didn't know this was your bowl.
It's got my name on the side.
Mr. Chicken?
Name's not Chicken. Do I look like a chicken?
By the way, Harrison Ford, he's really mad.
Yeah.
That's not.
I was like, they got the perfect actor for this. Just somebody who's just grumpy all the time.
That's Harrison Ford. Like, that's not him as that dog. That is Harrison Ford. God damn it! Can't you see my name in the script? Rooster, okay? Shit, man. Okay, we just says there in the script that you're said to say chicken.
So then your kid's up a tree. What's the problem? Kid gets hurt. He learns not to do it again. You know how many electric cords I've chewed? 1. It shocked me. I walked backward for a week, but I never chewed a cord again.
That is Harrison Ford talking about Harrison Ford. That's not the kid. He got high and just
that line made me laugh. Yeah. I mean, I chewed 1.
Harrison Ford got high and started telling stories on the set and be like, film it. I thought it was Liam Neeson at first.
I did too. It wasn't until the credits that I knew it was Harrison Ford.
Yes, the same here, man. I said, okay, Liam Neeson kind of dished the accent. He's kind of doing a country thing with this. And then I heard it was Harrison Ford. And really, man, I mean, once you hear it,
yeah, now
you know.
Yeah.
But I could not tell who was before. I really love that character.
Yeah, me too.
Once they get to this farm, then you start to realize what this is truly about. It's funny because they say it's all about this kid, and they don't. That kid is gone. That dog says kid, and that kid does not come back. That kid'll be fine. Fuck him.
And the camera crew went, well, okay, all right.
Yeah. I actually kind of like it better known as 3 Stories because it's the secret life of pets. What are these animals doing when nobody's around? So it's not Max's story. And I kind of like that. They split from Max and you get 3 different stories here. It's almost like the Pulp Fiction of talking animal movies because it comes back to one. It all comes back to one conclusion.
All right, settle down.
No, hell no, I ain't gonna settle down. That's exactly what it is.
It ain't no Pulp Fiction of animal stories.
It is.
It is not.
It is these 3 stories that are taking place, and they all come back together. Like all the characters split up, they do their thing, and they all come back together for one conclusion right there. Now, at least I didn't say Pulp Fiction or some shit. So I didn't say it. I said that you could have been more disappointed. Martin looking at me like this. Shut the f. Say it again, I dare you. But the first story is what you saw right there. It's Max and Duke who go to the farm. And that's actually my favorite one. It's kind of random, comes out of nowhere, but it's simple.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. I really like that, man. I like the simplicity of that. It's just them learning how to be, country dogs, especially Max. It's just Rooster teaching him how to go out there and be brave and help him with the farm work, keeping the animals in line. Now it gets much weirder after that. Now, not a whole lot weirder for the second one. The second one I get because they're playing off of, they're playing off of some things that we're familiar with. Second one has to deal with Gidget, who is protecting Max's toy. She loses it in an apartment of the crazy cat lady. Of course, she has an apartment full of cats. So she kind of has to learn how to be a cat to infiltrate and go in there and get the toy. Because
this is a house full of crazy cats.
Yeah, it is. They're
practically feral cats.
Yeah. They're tearing up the front. They're going to eat that woman before it's all done.
Yeah, they're having gang wars inside.
And all of them, they see something new, they want that ball.
It's the Thunderdome of cats, basically.
It really is. It's a cult in there. And then the third one is where they just stopped giving a fuck.
The third one was bullshit.
The third one
I know I should wait, but the third one's bullshit.
That was the one where it's the weirdest one, but but it's funny because it's weird and yet so typical of an animated CG family sequel.
Yes, of a we're just going to throw a bunch of ideas together.
And none of them make sense.
No.
In this one, you have Snowball, who's voiced by, it's the rabbit that's voiced by Kevin Hart. And it's funny because Snowball is, for some reason they don't explain, is known to other animals as a superhero who, by the way, doesn't know what an inside voice is.
Let me tell you something. Anybody comes in here looking for trouble, oh, they gonna meet my partners. I'm talking about Paul and Order.
You know the neighbor's like, shut the fuck up!
What's with your rabbit, man?
I'm going there and boil that son of a bitch. Keep messing with me, all that hooping and hollering. But that's the, now this is crazy. That's the one where a dog on a plane sees that there is an abused rare white
Siberian tiger.
Siberian tiger. So she figures who's owned, by the way, by the circus owner who is also Russian and dresses like a pimp. And she decides that, okay, I need to, and by the way, this is just a random dog on a plane.
Yeah.
She decides that we need to figure out how to save this poor animal. I need to go find the great Captain Snowball, who, of course, they don't know that, and I appreciate the joke. They don't know that this rabbit here named Snowball is actually Captain Snowball. And the dog is named Daisy, who's voiced by Tiffany Haddish.
Do any of you know Captain Snowball?
Yes, we do.
A poor, defenseless animal needs saving.
Okay, I got to get the stuff to do the things.
It's gonna get way weirder.
And you ain't lying. I will say
I guess
this.
you did warn us.
If you didn't think it'd get any weirder than that, it does. It gets completely weird. And that's my least favorite story. But I do have to say, man, I you know me, I don't like when they get sassy black women to play sassy black women and voice funny animals in CG movies. But Tiffany Haddish is adorable as that dog, man. That voice fit for me. That actually worked. I actually love that. I can see that dog and see that voice. Tiffany Haddish should come out on stage dressed like that next time she does a show. I actually love that dog. I wish they could have done more with it, because the third story, as I said, is my least favorite because it feels like a sequel. In any kind, the ones where they just kind of forced to do a sequel. So we got to get a generic villain. And it's not unusual to get a story where, oh, we got to rescue a rare endangered animal. Shit, that was the plot to Show Dogs.
I'm Max. I'm an undercover cop working a kidnapping case. A baby panda was stolen, and they're using the
Show Dogs. That was Show Dogs.
That was Show Dogs.
Thank you.
Yes,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, man. That one is. It just feels like it is completely the most random and not in a good way, and the one that was and the one that was the laziest.
Yeah, and they were just throwing concepts in there. Oh yeah, now they're being chased by wolves, and the circus owner dresses like a witch,
and he hangs
and pulls guns on animals
and abuses his clowns.
Yeah, abuses his clowns, and just has this one tiger, and somehow the tiger is not fighting back, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it was too much. Every time that one came on, I just kind of checked out.
Yeah, that one, and it's not like I even hated it. It's just that that's the one where you guys just didn't bother to flesh that out. You just didn't bother to really do anything with it. It's the one that just didn't make the most sense because you didn't even try to make it make sense with the story. We just needed this. What we needed was, they're probably going to do this. They're probably going to find a way to make I would not be surprised if they find a way to make a cartoon out of, and I'll see if I can find this, because what they do with Snowball is there's a cool sequence where it has the appearance of very graphic style 2D animation.
Sure, something I'm normally impressed by, except when they did it here, I was like, oh yeah, a lot of cartoons have done this now. It's not even that special anymore. Oh
yeah, no, a lot of cartoons have done that, and it's not anything to do that anymore. I don't even think I have a clip of it, but I do think that is something that they want to actually, at some point, what they want to do with that is that they want to actually make that's the one they want to make a cartoon with. That's the one where they're going to find a way at some point to actually go in and let's see if I find this rabbit again. That's going to be the big toy seller. Having this rabbit dressed up like a superhero. Yeah. Superheroes are big right now, so let's find a way to cram that in there. And like I said, I would not be surprised if on Nickelodeon or something, you're going to see a Captain Snowball 2D animated cartoon. That was not only did that feel lazy, but it felt like a strict marketing move on their end. However, throughout the movie, man, I think even with that third one that I don't like, there are moments where you get a genuine laugh. Maybe the third one is the one where you get the least, but there are moments where I completely laughed out loud based on what I thought would just be kind of obvious animal humor.
Yeah.
But it ended up being really funny, man. There was that scene in the vet where you saw all the animals having, like, it was almost like they were going to therapy. They all had some kind of, like, some mental issue, like they were stressed or they had, like, issues with their self-image. And that one, they were just crazy, you know? And I got a good laugh out of this particular scene right here.
It's my human that's not. I bring her a dead bird, she throws it out. I bring her a dead mouse, right in the garbage. There's nothing I do good enough for you, mother! Kill you!
There were parts where it was like, all right, some of this we're going to like tailor towards maybe older kids, and then there's going to be a part where we're just doing this strictly for the small children. And I did hear small children enjoying that. Still, that doesn't excuse it for just throwing it together.
Yeah.
But I don't think I liked the last movie as much as you did, but I did like it. And in this one I enjoyed. And that's the biggest thing that I think was kind of just when I said this is when these animals are everywhere, the movie's everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that was not handled well with having this go in 3 different directions. I love the idea of all these animals having their own separate adventures.
Sure.
And then coming back together at the end for one thing.
I love that concept also.
Even though that last thing back together for was the dumbest part of the movie. But I think that they have different tones. Well, I'm telling you that one was for like smaller kids. They had some that were for way older kids to the point where it was leaning towards adult, which I appreciate. I just don't think it all went together very well. Like they had that joke where Chloe, who's voiced by Lake Bell, when Gidget, who did Gidget? Jenny Slate.
Yeah, Jenny Slate.
When Gidget goes to talk to Chloe about, hey, train me how to be a cat so I can infiltrate and get this ball. They ain't even trying to hide. Chloe's high as.
Why is there a lampshade on your head?
My owner might have given me a little bit of catnip.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Come back and find that cat overdosed. Got blood coming out of nose.
Rubber hose tied around his arm.
I mean, they made that cat high as. Like they didn't even try to make it. Like they didn't try to cover it up or anything. I like that. I just didn't. I thought, man, wow, there was some parts of that. There's even now a point where this is a kid's film, and then look, I didn't like clutch my pearls and like, oh, I'm so offended. But I was kind of taken aback, and one of the dogs said, "See, now you made him pissed off," and I was like, oh my god, you can do that in kids' movies now?
Oh yeah, I never think of that as being something a taboo to say until somebody points it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
I liked probably the idea more than the execution of it. But if I wasn't getting consistent laughs all the way through, and not just throwaway chuckles, but moments where they actually were. I mean, they're throwing so many, again, random jokes out there that some of them might not connect to anything, but still I still had fun with it. I still got a good laugh. Art direction is great. I've always liked the art direction of these. I've always liked the art direction of, ever since the first one. I like this whole thing that they've done, the whole pastel colored New York. Goes well. I've always loved the designs of the animals. I think from Illumination, this series is where they've had some of their strongest character design.
That is definitely true.
Yeah. So there is more that I like about this film that I don't, and I'm still trying to weigh whether I like this more than the first or not, or whether it's right down the they're kind of just dead even. How'd you feel about it though? Because I know you really liked that last one.
Yeah. It's not just that I like that one, but it's the one Illumination movie that I've liked, because Illumination, with all their Despicable Me's and Minions related movies, and even Sing, they cheap out. Not so much in the animation, but they cheap out in the story in that they go for the cute. They know, hey, listen, this is what appeals to the most common denominator, the masses. We got these cute minions. Gru has cute little kids. We got cute animals singing. And The Secret Life of Pets, the first one, that was the first time they really focused on the character and the story and making it one cohesive story following these guys. And Max and Duke had so much personality. Matter of fact, all the characters had personality, and everything I could see was like, man, they really spent their time making sure all this worked and had a flow and came back together and meant something. And I really dug that. And it's, I was, it makes me sad that that's still the only Illumination movie that I like. Because this one, you're right. There's plenty of chuckle moments in here, or even laugh out loud moments. Primarily in that second story with the one with Gidget.
Gidget, yeah.
That's where the funnier stuff comes from. Mostly from stuff that the secondary characters are doing. Little gags on the side. Places where the animators had fun, the vet scene with the other crazy animals. That's where the fun stuff came from. But the overall stories, not so much. They honestly, they all felt to me as if they had planned to do a regular series with these, and then canceled it, but had 3 stories written and said, well, you know what, we can put these together in one movie. Because none of the 3 are enough to be a movie in themselves, but they are plenty for a 30-minute cartoon.
Yeah,
and it just felt like it was stitched, where they were forcing them to all work together as one story. And by the end, the thing that they all come together on is the one that was the weakest, the one that was most relied on physical gags. So much of this whole movie relied more on physical gags than it did on writing and character, and it was a letdown for me. And it actually kind of it's funny because it bored me, but it was making me laugh also. So I was getting my laughs in, but at the same time, whenever it wasn't making me laugh, I was just like, man, this is snoozeville. I would give it a very high rental because, like I said, it reminds me of something I would watch on television.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with a matinee, man. Made me happy. It did. It was even. I couldn't even get mad at Captain Snowball, man. He was getting on my nerves. All that screaming. I didn't like that. I didn't like that rabbit from the first movie.
It's the funny thing with the first one. I was like, this rabbit should be annoying me, and yet somehow he's just enough to where I'm getting into it. I see his purpose here, and it's working for me. And it is funny to have the cute little rabbit who's so loud, but everybody else is kind of blowing him off.
I tell you what made it for me. There was one thing that Kevin Hart did with this that I thought was funny. This, like, when you say little touches that the animators had, or even little touches that they had with the editor had made with the voice work. I love that little scene where Kevin Hart runs down the hallway and he looks out from the corner like, bye bye.
Okay, I got to get the stuff to do the things. I got. Bye-bye.
There's little things like that made me laugh, man. I like that.
Actually, Snowball, for the most part, didn't. Even as Captain Snowball, he wasn't annoying me all that much until the end scene where he decided to come back and be Mr. Hip Hop out of nowhere. Like, the movie was done. It's like, it's over. And he goes like, oh, hold up. Because we're Illumination and we know what the kids like. We're going to have the cute character come back and be hardcore. He's rapping now.
For no goddamn reason, this rabbit picks up a baseball cap, puts it to the side, and just starts rapping. For no reason. It's almost said, we got a black dude doing the voice. He got to rap.
He's got to. It's in the contract.
And was terrible. It was panda. Panda. I was like, this is not related to anything.
Nothing. It was done.
The fucking song that they're mimicking is old. Hip hop had nothing to do with this shit except that the kids like it. He found he robbed somebody, ganked somebody for the gold chain.
Probably Alvin and the Chipmunks.
It was like, there's no reason for this at all, except that you got to leave the kids dancing in the aisles on the way out. But that's at the very end. And if I had not been writing on my notes or whatever, I would have been out and hadn't even seen it. So I'm not gonna hold that against it. I was almost out because that's at the very end.
It's still there, man.
I got a choice to leave.
Other people are not going to leave. They're going to go, oh, what's this part?
I can tune it out. At that point, I can edit it out of my mind. It is the end. It's not integral to the story.
It's not integral, but you know it's there. You can't edit it out now.
This not for me. I know you're trying to sway me, but I'm
saying whenever you go to watch this again or it comes on and you start watching it, you are not going to pull out before that part.
I will.
You will not.
I will.
You will not.
I will. God damn it. I will. If I gotta throw a brick at that goddamn TV, I will. If I gotta jump through the window. No, shut. What's the remote control up?
I was like, oh, predictable illumination.
But you know what? And I'm not bullshitting. You can ask Kirk, or these are people who work the screening. You can ask Kirk or Chris next time you see him. They let the kids fill out the form sometime, and there was a little girl next to me. Her mom was asking her, and she's helping her fill it out. Put your name there. Now circle that. You're a girl. Circle girl. Now say what they want to know. What's your favorite part of the movie? Because we fill out a different form. Mm-hmm. And the little girl said, "I like it when the rabbit was rapping."
Of course. Of course.
So it's not.
That's illumination.
I'm not even defending it.
That's their thing. That's their thing.
I thought he had.
I know. I thought Jig was like,
I love it.
There we go.
Quick spoiler. It's quick spoiler. It's not gonna spoil anything, but they have a third one where the rabbit comes back as a transvestite, or even maybe just trans. I'm being serious. Just see. You'll see the movie. He might come back as trans for the next one.
Right.
Just watch and see what I'm saying. No. I would love that if they actually set that up for him to be trans bunny.
No, because that's what that whole hip hop thing was to go like, hey, just so y'all know, I'm a real man.
Thanks for getting to the end of the video. Look, I know you got things to do, but can I get you to hit that subscribe button right there? And if it's not too much to ask, just one more thing, check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find the long-form, unedited version of this video, along with the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at dtmerch.com. And remember to always stay toasty.